Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about ranked mode in Ghost War, and I'm going to give a little bit of my feedback and also talk to you guys about the game mode and exactly how it works for everybody that's looking to increase their level. And I'm going to explain exactly how you can do that with some video proof. If you guys want to like visually see it, I'll be having some examples later on in the video. So let's get started. So the first thing right here, how to unlock rank play. It says rank play becomes accessible once you reach level 15. If you have already reached prestige, this limitation does not apply to you. Okay, so first off, I don't think level 15s or anybody that is under prestige should be able to play rank play. That's just my personal opinion because, number one, these people haven't even experienced half the game yet. Like, they haven't unlocked any of their operators, or majority of their operators. They haven't unlocked a lot of the skills or perks and bonuses and stuff like that that they can actually get in game. They haven't experienced half the maps, so I really don't think that they should be playing a ranked game mode where you're playing against prestige 10s and, you know, elite players and diamonds and people that actually know what they're doing in the game. So next up, how does it work? The ranked games are divided between seasons of 2 months each. A season starts on the first of the month and ends 2 days before the end on the second month. At the beginning of each season, you will have to finish 15 placement rounds. Your results during the placement rounds will determine what your starting rank is for the ongoing season. The rank of every player is reset at the beginning of every season. Nothing is granted forever. Afterward, it will be up to you and your squad to improve your rank and remain at the top. Okay, so basically what they're saying is that your first 15 placement rounds are definitely your most important. You have to win X amount of rounds in order to place that diamond or elite status that you're probably wanting. When I did PlayStation 4, I ended up winning, I believe, 12 rounds out of 15, so I lost 3 rounds and I still placed elite. Now on my Xbox, I believe I won, I'd say maybe 12 or 13 rounds and then ended up losing 2, so then I placed elite in that as well. Now, in order to maintain your elite status, you need to continue to win rounds. Whether it's good players or bad players, you need to continue to win rounds, and that's how you get your placements up or you keep in that elite status. I've been elite ever since the ranked mode has been released, and that's because I just keep getting my rounds won. And you know, if I play against good teams, I make sure that I try not to lose against them, so it actually boosts my level even more. So next up, we're going to talk about how does the progression work. Players are divided in 6 brackets based on their matchmaking rating: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and elite. Once you play the 15 rounds of placement in a season, you'll be assigned to one of these brackets. Afterward, based on your round win-loss count, you will go higher or lower in the brackets. Players who achieve gold or higher won't drop down to silver or bronze that season. Okay, so like we just talked about, you have to play 15 placement rounds in each season, okay? So right now we're in the first season, so it is really important that you win your placement rounds. If you have to play with a team, if you have to, you know, get on a certain time of the day where you're guaranteed wins because the people that are on at that moment aren't really the greatest, you have to make sure that you get your placement rounds done, and those are the most important. So then it goes based off your win-loss count. So if you win 13 rounds and lose 2, most likely you're going to be put in elite. But if you win, say, like 10 rounds and you lose 5, you most likely get put in maybe like platinum 1 or maybe platinum 2 at the most. And then if you win anything less than 10 rounds, then you're most likely going to be put in gold or lower. So, and also right here it says players who achieve gold or higher won't be able to drop down to silver or bronze, which doesn't really make sense to me, because if you're able to achieve gold status or anything higher than that, they're basically saying like you can just flunk every game and not win, and you know, you can just go double negative and you have no consequences and you'll always stay gold, which doesn't really make sense to me, because if you get gold status, you should be able to get knocked down to silver or bronze because you had such a piss poor performance or just doing that bad in the game. You know, the game should actually push you and say, you know what, if you want your gold status, you're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to learn the game, get better at the game, and improve to keep this gold status. It's silly that they would make it so if you reach gold, like, congratulations, you're at gold. There's no way you can go down from here, which I totally don't agree with, and I hope they change that. Next up, we're going to go into the matchmaking. So I'm going to need you guys to follow me a little bit, and before we get into this, I'm going to go to MMR in video games, and I'm going to explain to you guys before we get into this what MMR is, just so you have a better understanding, because personally I didn't understand it in the beginning. So the first thing right here, it says matchmaking rating. This is what MMR is a value that determines the skill level of each player. This value is used in matchmaking. Winning increases a player's MMR, while losing decreases it. Okay. So ranked is a new matchmaking mode in which you'll be able to play both elimination and uplink. Players will be able to select either quick play, custom, ranked from the main menu. In ranked mode, players start with their quick play MMR, not from a baseline. So basically what they're saying is whatever you had before ranked mode come out, like your stats, you know, your win-loss, your KD, all that they go based off those stats when you go into ranked mode. And says, for this reason, it is possible for people to play all ranked matches together and end up in different leagues. This will eventually even out if they keep on playing together. The MMR of players in both ranked mode and quick match is based on the results of the individual rounds and not on the outcome of the entire match. For this reason, it is possible sometimes to be demoted after winning a match, especially after a 3-2 result. Now, this is what we talked about earlier. You know, I said, oh, one team wins 2 rounds, the other team wins 2 rounds, and then that one team wins that 3rd round, and even though they won the game, you can actually get demoted from, like, Platinum 1 to Gold 2 because you lost those 2 rounds, and that's why I'm saying that it would be better if we went based off of matches won, because there's a lot of these 3-2 games that, you know, you win, but it ends up penalizing you because you lost those 2 rounds, which doesn't make sense to me. So next up, it says this will happen if the opposing team has an MMR lower than the match winners. The amount of MMR gained and lost after a round depends on how big the initial MMR gap was. So it is possible for the 2 losses in a 3-2 match to matter more than the 3 wins. Only 2 things impact a player's MMR after a round. One of them is winning or losing. The other is the standing of each player before the round. A player will lose less MMR after an expected loss faced with a higher MMR opponent, and will lose more MMR points after a loss against a lower opponent, and the same is true for how many points they win after a victory. This behavior is exactly the same as in all games that use an ELO or Glico type of system. So I'm going to show you guys some footage right here. I'm actually playing with Stealthy Puma and a couple group of guys, okay? We ended up going against a Diamond, a Platinum, I believe an Elite, and I think another Platinum, okay? Now, Stealthy Puma is actually a Gold 2, but when we end up beating these guys, because they're such a high skill-rated team, Puma actually ends up getting promoted from Gold 2 to Platinum 1. So because the game actually said, okay, now you have 2 rated or high rated teams, so whichever team comes on top, that means that they're going to most likely get promoted. And it turned out that Puma actually ended up getting promoted from Gold 2 to Platinum 1 just because we actually were able to beat the high rated team, and it gave us more of a reward. So the higher rated team you beat, the more the reward. If you don't beat a low-rated team, then the less reward you get, and most likely you're going to get demoted, and that's basically how that works. Now, also, don't forget, if you're trying to climb up and you actually lose to like a gold or a silver or a bronze, and you actually lose to them when you're expected to win those matches based on your win-loss ratio, and you end up losing those matches, then the game most likely will demote you. So you need to make sure that you beat those gold, silvers, and bronzes, because if you don't win against them, then it's actually going to hurt you and really hurt your progress towards that elite status. So anyways, I hope this video cleared up a lot of the questions that you guys had for the ranked mode. If you guys have any further questions, you know, if I didn't touch on something that you wanted to know about, make sure to leave it down in the comments below. I'm here to help you, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.